Hello kids. Hope so everyone is keeping good. Let's get updated with our studies. So, on behalf of St. Paul's High School, I, Miss Hina Sheikh, welcomes you all today in the geography session. Our today's topic is from EVS 1 textbook for 5th standard, and the name of the lesson is The Earth and Its Living World, Part 1. But before proceeding with the lesson, kids, please answer my questions. Where do you live? Yes, we live on the planet Earth. Do you know, children, we all are so lucky to be living on the planet Earth. Why so? Because Earth is the only planet having life. No other planet has life. Earth is the only planet where water and air exist. Air contains oxygen, which we need for breathing. And can we survive without water? No. So you got it, children, that why Earth is a unique planet. So we need two elements in huge quantities to survive. That is water and air. So children, let's get started with today's lesson.
Hello kids. Our today's lesson is for 5th standard from EVS 1 textbook, and the name of the lesson is The Earth and Its Living World, Part 1. Hello students. We have seen the pictures of the earth. On the surface of the earth, we find land in some places and water in others. The earth is surrounded by the atmosphere. There are living things on land, in water, and in the air. That is, we see birds in the air. We see fishes and other plants and other organisms in the water. Right, children? And we already know on the land there are numerous animals and plants living on the earth. Now, what is the main cause of these natural processes on the earth? It is the sun. So, the sun is the main source of energy that all the organisms on the earth get. Air, water, and land constitute the three main components of the earth. So, the air is known as the atmosphere. Water is called hydrosphere and land is called lithosphere. The biosphere spreads in all the three spheres. Now, let's learn all these three spheres in detail as we go along in this lesson. The Earth's crust. The earth crust is hard. It is mainly made up of rock. Now, what do you mean by earth's crust? The word crust means the outer covering. So, the earth's crust means the outer part of the earth where we live on. So, that is mainly made up of rock. It is very hard. Now, often we have seen that when we travel in hilly regions, we see layers of soils and rocks along the road cuts. That is, we see it besides the road. We see how the layers of the rocks and soil have formed. We also see grassy expanse of land, large amount of land that is full of grass and greenery, and in some places we do not find greenery at all. We do not find any trees, we do not find any grass, we only see sand over there. At some places, the land is covered with crops, and in others, it is covered with forest, thick, dense forest. Sometimes we also see the deeper layers of soil in which tree roots are spread. As we pass by, we can see the layers of the soil and we can see how deep the roots have gone to. Normally, we see all these things at the edge of the road or at the edge of the mountains. And others we see rocks split apart by the tree roots. And where we see all these things? Usually when we travel on hilly stations or hilly regions and all that, we see big rocks that has split open by the trees, by the plants, by the bushes that grow there. And as we go long and long, we have also seen there are gentle mountain slopes as well as sheer cliffs of rocks. All these land features are a part of the Earth's lithosphere. So, all the different types of land that we see, the mountain, the hills, the plains, the grassy land, the sand, everything, that is called the lithosphere. Much of the Earth's surface is occupied by water. We have seen in the picture of the Earth, okay? So land and water. But more part of the Earth is covered by water. But the lithosphere extends under this water too. It means there is land under this water also. So, there is water on the surface of the land. The land goes deep into the sea too. Now, from the picture earlier of our earth, we have seen that the earth is divided into land and the water. About a third of the surface of the earth consists of land. A vast continuous stretch of land is called a continent. Now, what you mean by this is, if you look at the picture above, you see that each part of the land that is given in different colors, the land is together. So that part for us, in order to study well and give names to this land, it has been called continents. Each of these continents have been given a name. So our earth is divided into 7 such parts and they are called 7 continents. And each of these continents are given names. For example, we have Asia, Europe, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, and Australia. Asia is the largest continent and Australia is the smallest continent. As we travel, we have seen that the land is not same everywhere. We see mountains, we see small hills sometimes, we see plain and vast open piece of land. When we go to the beach, we go to the seashore, we find that the land is going deep into the sea. So the land is not even in all places. Now this unevenness gives different shapes to the land in different places, and all these different shapes of the land are called landforms. In the picture alongside, you can see some landforms like the plains, hills, mountains, etc. Now look at the picture alongside. This is the picture of earth. So in the picture we can see 2/3 of the earth's surface is covered with water. That is, large part of the earth is covered with water and only 1/3 part of the earth is covered by land. Now, most of this water is in the oceans and seas. Now, ocean water is salty. Whenever you go to the beach and you go into the water to swim and all that, some of the water you must have tasted. When it goes into your mouth, it is salty. It is not fresh. You cannot have that water. You immediately puke it out because it is very, very salty. So, just like the landforms are divided into continents and water is divided into oceans. So, there are 5 oceans, namely the Atlantic Ocean, the Pacific Ocean, the Arctic Ocean, the Southern Ocean and the Indian Ocean. The land along the margins of an ocean is called the coastal region. So what do you mean by this? Whatever land that we find at the seaside or at the edge of the ocean, all these places are covered with coastal regions. The water bodies of different shapes and sizes are formed along the coast. That is, because of some places the land goes deep into the sea, sometimes it is away from the sea. So, they have different names according to how the water is formed over there. So, the names are, it is called sea, bay, strait, gulf, creek, etc. These water bodies are part of the ocean. Now we have also seen that there are streams of water flowing on the land. Whenever we are traveling towards, when we are going to our villages or going to our hill stations, we have seen that the water is flowing on the land. Now this water is not salty like that of oceans and in the seas, but this water is fresh. We can have it. Now these streams of water are also given names according to how they flow. So the names are rills, brooks, streams or rivers. Friends, do you know, if you view our planet Earth from the space, it looks blue, as major part of the Earth's surface is covered with water. And this is the reason why Earth is known as water planet or blue planet. And this abundance of water is what distinguishes Earth from other planets of the solar system. Let's know some more thing about this interesting feature of our Earth, that is the hydrosphere. We all know all the water on the surface, below the ground and surrounding the earth comes under hydrosphere. We can also see water in different forms like in rivers, seas, oceans, snow, rain, glacier, ice caps, etc. Here we observe water is present in solid form in glacier, snow and ice caps, etc. Whereas it exists in liquid form in rivers, seas, oceans and rainfall. Now, can water be present in glacier state? Friends, we all have seen the steam coming out from the boiling water. This steam is water in its glacier state. So we can say water exists in all three states: solid, liquid and gas. Now, if you look at the distribution of water in different forms on the earth, 71% of our earth is covered with water and the remaining 29% is land, and around 97% of this water is in seas and oceans, and so we call this water as marine water, as it has more amount of dissolved salts, and so it's not fit for drinking, and the remaining 3% is fresh water. Here we call it as fresh water because the dissolved salt content is very less, and that is the reason why it is fit for drinking. And out of the total fresh water, major part is locked in glaciers and ice caps, followed by underground water, and just a small amount is located in rivers and lakes. So we can compare this small portion of water which is available for drinking with the total water available on the earth, and this is the reason why we must put more efforts in conserving water. Here I remember the lines from the rhyme of ancient mariner: water, water everywhere, but not a drop to drink. It stands true completely in the case of our planet Earth, as we have seen just now that a vast majority of our Earth's surface is covered by water, but only a small portion of it is fit for drinking. Water plays a crucial role in survival of living organisms on earth. Where there is water, there is life.
So, here's how important our planet Earth is. So, now I conclude the today's video, but we'll be back soon with the next video on the same lesson, that is the Earth and its living world part 2. Till then, revise the lesson. Stay at home, stay safe, take care of yourself. Bye.